Welcome to the next project. Today we have got something new on the bench. Just came in a great big box. It's pretty exciting. It came in a Jackson case, but it's a Charvel. Wait a minute, it's a Charvel by Jackson. Okay, this is a guitar made in Japan, 1988, then apparently shipped to the United States for distribution, and apparently, rumor has it on the street, some of these were modified and then released as, in this case, a Charvel 5FX. So I'm documenting everything I can. It's kind of interesting to see what the specs were on guitars over the years, and I keep notes of all this stuff just for future reference. Gonna see what's up. Well, look at that. That's pretty simple. I like simple. Simple is good. Simple works for my brain power. Taking a quick fly over here. This is a 1988 guitar, so it's actually, I don't know, is it 38 years old? Wow. It's in pretty good shape for a 38-year-old guitar that's been played. Some interesting things that date it. Look at that locking apparatus just behind the actual nut. Interesting. You know, dinosaurs roamed the earth once upon a time, so I've heard. This is a shredding dinosaur. Oh, it'll be a T-Rex or one of those. It's a meat eater, that's for sure. Pretty cool guitar. We're going to do some fun stuff to it, though. We're going to make it a little bit better than it was as we continue or start the next project. All right, so we're jumping right into it. We're going to do our teardown here, and I know some people say, why don't you just cut the strings off it? You know, I could, but I like using power tools, I guess. So we got the strings off, doing some more measuring. I am measuring the distance from the claw to that front end of the tremolo wall there. When I put this all back together, I want to get it as close as possible to the player's preference when it was sent to me. Oh, did you notice that? One of the pivot posts, actually, the insert fell right out of the body. So we've got a little bit of repair to do on that. Okay. Pulling off the parts, the locking mechanism that was just behind the nut came off. It's a bunch of little pieces scattered all over. Pulling out all of the tuners. They are Jackson labeled tuners. I'm going to do some labeling here. I want to make sure they go back where they came from. Now, some people say it doesn't really matter, and okay, fair enough. When you take a lot of mechanical things apart, it's best to put them back where they came from, but it probably doesn't matter, but I'm going to do it anyway. So we're taking electronics out of it, color coding the wires, snipping them away so I don't have to really think about it when I go to put it back together. I just match up the colors. You gotta love it. Back in the day when they didn't glue all the frets in. Here I'm using a fast cap fret puller. It's a sharp beaked pair of pliers, basically. It gets right underneath the crown and gently lifts the frets out of the slot. Yep, this beautiful old fingerboard is going away. Well, it's not so beautiful. It's been worn. It's got some miles on it, but that's okay. We're going to take it apart. I'm not doing a steam or a heat removal of the fingerboard, and there's a reason we'll talk about. It has to do with the construction of this guitar, which is not a bad thing. This is a really nicely built guitar, but there's a reason I don't want to add heat or steam and heat or anything like that when removing the fingerboard from this guitar. And that will become evident, maybe not obvious, but evident as we get the fingerboard off of it. So I am using a power tool to remove the fingerboard, and we will not be saving this fingerboard. It's going to be turned into powder here in just a moment. I'm getting the neck leveled to a surface that I will be putting a router on. So we're going to be using a power tool, namely a router, to remove the fingerboard. A number of passes. Some people will say this is a crazy, terrible thing to do. And yes, it would be if you plan on reusing the fingerboard. If you plan on getting rid of the fingerboard, do it however you want. You could use a chisel if you wanted to and chip it away. That'd be fine. Or a hand plane, that would work too. Would not want to run into the little pearl dots. You want to remove those first. But I'm using a router, a mortising bit actually. It's a slight downward cut bit and just going back and forth, thin passes, maybe 1/16 of an inch deep passes at the most. And typically as I get going, I run the perimeter of the routing. I go from the nut to the heel on the treble side, and then from the heel to the nut on the bass side. And that just has to do with the rotation of the router bit, and it just kind of guides along. Occasionally I'm just, meandering around in the middle, but in general, the clockwise path seemed to work best for routing away the material on this. And I keep adjusting the depth a little bit. We have an overall time clock running and a task time. And the task time is actually the routing time, the time it actually takes to remove the fingerboard from the guitar body or the neck. Is anything really fast? Well, I guess. In the grand picture of the day, this was pretty fast. Was it pretty fast as far as just getting the fingerboard off or in having a cup of tea or something? Well, I don't know. Depends on how quick you drink your tea, I guess. Doing a little trim work clear down at the very end of the neck where I have that green tape, and that is just so I can salvage the serial number that is stamped into the very tail end of the fingerboard. We'll talk about that in the future. Going around and around and around clockwise, basically shallow passes. You can see I'm getting down into the side marker dots. You could actually route to a certain depth, get rid of the fret slots, and then glue on a new fingerboard that would be appropriate thickness. If you're leaving something behind, you don't need a full thickness fingerboard. But you could laminate on something on top of this, but that's not what we're going to do here. We are putting on a full new fingerboard in the near future. I haven't touched on it, but there is a reason that I am routing this away instead of heating. This is a scarf joint neck. So if I was adding heat or heat and steam to a glue joint, the scarf joint, that could be a bad thing. So do what you think is best, but that is the reason I chose to route this fingerboard away. Did a little bit of web research, and there were people saying that yes, indeed, this factory used scarf joints. Well, we've got the Charvel mod underway. The frets came out, which doesn't matter because the fingerboard was coming off, right? It did. We did a different process to remove this fingerboard than maybe you've seen before. Just set it up so I had a routing surface that was parallel to the surface of the neck itself. Routed the old board away. I was not planning to keep the board. We were replacing it with something new and better. This way now I have a perfectly smooth and prepped surface. Hit it with some 80 grit paper when I was done with that. It's pretty much ready for a fingerboard, but I don't have the fingerboard ready for the neck yet. So we'll have to circle back to that at another time. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Hit the bell for future notifications. Give it a thumbs up because YouTube wants to know that you like this kind of stuff, and I'd like to know too. Please leave comments. I really enjoy hearing from everybody all around the world. We've got a great family growing here, and everybody's got some interesting stories to share. What else? I don't know. There's probably a lot of other good stuff. But most importantly, take care of yourself and those around you. Till next time, bye.